I have to talk loud, right? It's gonna catch him, right?
It's catching you now.
Every cyclist should have horrible orange dyed peanut butter crackers. It's what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's the new bonk breaker.
Thanks, Lane.
You're welcome.
I think they're coming. He's trying to put on a show. I'm just kidding. You know, his cuts are all healing up pretty good.
From Pinellas Park crashing?
Eating for two. I'm just kidding.
Stage fright. This is Lane from Hawk Dancer Studio. This is episode number 1 of our Beyond the Bike series. I'm here today with
Pippa.
Joey Vumbaco.
And who do you ride for, Joey?
I ride for Gearlink.
Yeah.
Gearlink Racing.
You have any sponsors you want to mention?
Well, definitely thankful to Roman and Gaynor. You know, they're attorneys that fight for cyclist rights. If you get hit by a car, just give them a call. They'll help you out. Chain Wheel Drive, our bike shop sponsor. And there's a ton of other ones behind the scenes. Bradley Construction, Offsite Technologies, and of course Drew Edsel Coaching. And there's a bunch of others I probably am missing. Stadium Toyota. And all those guys out there, thank you for providing the support that you guys provide for us to be able to do what we do.
How about you, Pippa?
I'm sponsored by West Coast Cycling, so thank you again, Roman and Gaynor. Also, Suncoast Trailside Bikes for servicing my bike. Citrus Park Cycler always does it as well for me. And of course, thanks for my coach, because without him, I wouldn't have been here today.
Yeah.
Now, you two are both bicycle racers here in the Central Florida area, but you're also a couple.
Sure are.
How long have y'all been together?
A year and a little over.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Does that add to or take a drawback away from? I mean, we're out here today. It's Flatwoods. It's a Wednesday. You two have both worked all day, and now you're out here together training. Does that help or does that hinder your relationship and your performance as cyclists?
I think it's a little of both. At times, I think we both give each other tough love, so it works. We push each other. We're both A-types, very similar, and we're both athletes. And so sometimes it's hard being two athletes in the same household, although you live with the same lifestyle. You both are very driven, and you have to be a little selfish at times too, but I think we balance it pretty well. It took us a little while to figure out the schedules and the way we each work off-season and in-season, but I think we've got a handle on it now, so I like having a training partner. It helps me.
What do you say to that, Joey?
I think that the bike is really part of our relationship in a lot of respects, so I'm very thankful for it, and you know, I look forward to it. Not every day is a great day, but most of the times it's awesome. You know, we have our ups and downs like anybody else does. And so the best thing about the bike is that usually by the time the ride's over, you know, you're relaxed and you feel a lot better, and you've kind of reset yourself, and it just kind of clears the platform, you know, to start fresh again, you know, with each other and with whatever we went through for that day. And it's just like anything else, you know, going to the gym or cleaning your house or whatever you need to do. If you just go for it and do it, you know, you feel better after you get it done, and that's you know, really what we both kind of push each other to get going. And it's, you know, just yesterday I pushed her to come out, and so it happens that often, you know, and vice versa.
Harder to cheat if you don't.
Yeah, the accountability.
You'll
is
be
definitely
lazy
there.
because you're both
Yeah.
pushing one another
Yeah.
to be better.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I learn a lot from Pip because she's got like almost 2 years on me on the bike, and then over a year on me on the race course, and so you know, it's been almost like an unfair advantage for me in some respects to other people to be able to have like an inside line of what she's thinking, and then a soundboard in her, and also to be able to kind of, you know, watch her, and as I do, and see, you know, the different techniques and stuff that she uses, whether it's, you know, nutrition, you know, Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts
And,
are the way to go.
Yeah, and
Pop-Tarts.
yeah,
I eat a Pop-Tart
powered by
every
Pop-Tarts.
day.
So
What about peanut butter crackers?
Thanks, Lane. Thanks, Lane. Save me tonight. And that's sugar-free gum.
so yeah, that's the good side of it, and then the other side of it is, like, you know, sometimes I just feel like just saying, I want to go out my bike, I don't want to wait for anybody, I don't want to, you know, and there's always that little bit that's there as well, but
I'm not waiting around.
I'm not waiting around, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. Got a flat? Too bad. You know, fix it.
He always stops.
You can catch Pip's
He always
bicycle
stops.
tips online. You need to change your flat. So, but ultimately, as a whole, it's in the big picture, I think overall it's good. It's a good thing.
You both mentioned competitiveness. Is there any competitiveness between the two of you?
All in good fun. But yeah, I want to beat him all the time. No.
Is that easy for her to do, Joey? Or
no, he can beat me all day long.
You know, it's kind of interesting because we both are very competitive, but we both are very positive natured, and so we see where one is trying hard, we want that individual to succeed. And so because we care about each other, and it just extends out to other people in our lives as well, you know, if you're trying, you know, let us help you, you know, get over that mountain, you know, and that's kind of how we approach each other. And, you know, we really don't have that head-to-head competition, you know, because obviously I wear the pants in the house, you know.
Oh,
so.
Lord.
I'm not even going to answer that.
No violence.
He wears them, but I take them off.
Oh, God. This is a family show. Well, I noticed in the last month that you two have both experienced the lows of cycling and the highs of cycling. You crashed in Pinellas Park in a very dramatic manner, and you just won the state criterium championship in Brooksville last weekend.
Yeah.
Now, how does that affect your relationship with the bike and each other? Is that something that you can help one another through and celebrate together, or is there a little of that petty?
I think so. You know, obviously, you never want to see family or friends or your significant other go down. It's never a good time. I never really ever want to see that anyone go down in the cycling community. So obviously it's a little bit worrisome. You know, in the Pinellas Circuit race, I happened to be right behind Joey when he crashed, and you know, that's hard to see, but it's a matter of time. I believe in cycling, and every time I step up to the line, I always ask myself, am I prepared to go down? And if I can't answer yes on the day of, then it's time for me to go home for that day, and I don't race. So it's happened to me once, you know, but having seen Joey go through that, it was really tough. So I was glad to be there as much as I didn't want to see it. And I was able to, you know, be first on scene to him to try to help him the best that I could. And then winning the state championship, you know, Joey's always there. So I know he was probably having a rough time the 2 weeks leading up after that, and it was hard for him, you know, dealing with what he was going through health-wise and mentally. But, you know, we get through it, and it's always a good time. He's always there to cheer me on. He's my biggest fan. So.
Well, I know at the finish line he had the biggest smile on his face of anybody that was around. So I think he was just as happy as you were at that point.
That was a great day for her.
Yeah.
That great day for her. I think.
Had you ever crashed like that before, Joe?
You know, that was the first time I really ever truly hit the ground where I could say it's a legitimate crash on the bike. You know, we all mess around, do wheelies and stuff, and I've kicked the bike out from underneath me a couple of times, just getting bored on intervals doing dumb stuff. But I've never actually hit the ground like that. And I mean, first I just would like to thank everybody that stopped and helped me because, you know, I tried to catch my breath for the first 45 seconds of that whole deal, and by the time I did, there was people helping me, and I'm very grateful for that. And you know, it was Tara and Pip and Christy, Markle, and a few other guys that were there, and then of course the first responders that were there, which helped me out tremendously, and Claudio was there as well, and you know. It definitely it was a lucky unlucky experience, I guess I could say that. So I thought I was cheating it. You know, I really honestly was in cycling for about a year and a half, and everybody kept telling me it's a matter of when you go down, not if you go down. And I always was like, you know, it's a self-fulfilled prophecy, and you know, I've always been very lucky, but with racing, you know, you're a product of other people's bad decisions as much as your own. And so, unfortunately, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you know, it definitely hurt. There's no doubt about it. But having Pippa with me, you know, obviously the bandages are a lot easier to put on, you know, an arm when you've got another person to help you. But truly, getting back on the bike as quick as I did was a huge deal, and it was the right thing to do, even though that it was really uncomfortable and it hurt like hell, and I was a little wobbly and just, you know, was kind of, it was a little bit to work on to get back to normal again, but it was absolutely the best thing to do, and she helped me lick my wounds and get back up, and you know, and
he got some tough love.
Yeah, you know, it's important. It's important because, you know, obviously it's.
I'm a little rock.
Yeah, definitely, and she's crashed so many times before, and you know, it was good. It was good to have her there, and of course, you know, our coach Carlos is an incredible guidance counselor of cycling. I mean, and then also just like a personal motivator. You know, really, he's got a lot of great insight, and you know, and he's also a paramedic. He's a first responder. So when it comes down to an injury or weird things that you're feeling, he helped me filter out things that were not important and things that if this continues or if happens, that this is important. You know, so there was some expertise behind that as well, and Pip's in the medical industry as well. So, you know, I just had a lot of support, and I think it made it easier to get back on the bike and get back out. So, you know, hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck there, you know, the tail end of the season here.
I'm wearing a shirt right now. It says "Live to Ride, Ride to Live." Mm-hmm. Is that apropos to your life? Is that something
I think that cycling has opened my eyes to some of the most quality people that I've met. I've made some truly great friends, both females and males. So it's been a journey, and I think that it's really cool to meet a group of people whose lifestyles are the same as mine. Healthy. We like to get up early. We like to eat healthy for the most part and have a little wine or beer here and there. So that's pretty special to me, and have, you know, a moral and ethical backbone. So it's been a great journey, and I think that saying is true. We definitely live to ride.
I think, you know, metaphorically speaking, I think, yeah, it does apply, because it is about the journey, right? And a lot of people are trying to figure out what life's all about, and they want to get to the end, or that light at the end of the tunnel everybody refers to, or not everybody, but people refer to it as commonplace. And what happens is that you focus so much on that that light at the end of the tunnel, that you miss the value and the importance of the journey, and how special the journey really is. And so absolutely, that is a great, you know, philosophy to live by. And whether it's the bike, or whether it's, you know, kayaking, or whether it's you know, model airplanes, or whatever somebody loves to do, absolutely get out there and enjoy it, and enjoy that moment, because that's what it's all about.
What do you two like to do away from the bike? What is your, do you have hobbies together, or anything that you like to do?
We like to go out on boats and go fishing, and I like to run. That was my first love. Horseback ride, archery, paintball, definitely. So violent.
You know, any real action, you know, is good. Family is huge for both of us. And so, you know, we really, I think, first thing is family, and then comes the bike, and then comes family again, I think, after we've got time after the bike. You know, I have a dog, and, you know, we spent some time with her, and she's awesome. And, you know, there's pretty much up for anything, whether it's going canoeing with a friend, or it's, like, you know, Pip mentioned, doing some paintball or fishing. You know, we both love to cook. You know, food is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And we love to eat, and we love to cook for others. You know, obviously with all those damn cupcakes that she makes all the time, and you should see at the house banana bread and cupcakes and cake and cookies and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then of course, you know, we like to balance a little bit. You know, we like to get a little bit of downtime once in a while, because we travel a lot. You know, we really do. We get around, and you know, we put a lot. Yeah, we put a lot of miles down, and so with that, you know, we don't really rest as much as we need to sometimes, and don't really take as much care of ourselves as we should. So relaxation is always good, you know, whenever we can. So.
What are like the main sacrifices that you give up to be at the level, cycling at the level that you'd like to be at? I mean, is it a piece of cake, a cookie here and there? You know, what do you sacrifice the most?
Time.
Time.
Yeah, it's always time.
It's always time.
Yeah.
And not even, you know, being a competitive cyclist. If you're competitive in any sport or any hobby, you know, it's going to take up a lot of time, because you're going to devote a lot of time to it. So I find sometimes that even time to myself, time with Joey and I that's not on the bike, you know, and family and friends time. We always seem to make it a point now, lately, you know, to spend time with friends, because we find a lot of times that we don't have friends that cycle, so we need to make time for them as well.
I agree. It's definitely time, and if it's not, you know, look, when you're spending 10 to 13 hours a week on the bike, then
just training.
That's just, well, no, that's training, and then your races on the weekend, you know, or whatever. We actually ride a little less when you race, because the races are shorter usually than your training rides. But basically 10 to 13 hours a week, and then that's 10 to 13 hours a week. That's cut out of your allotted time for that week.
Plus, both of y'all work full-time jobs
well,
as well, right?
Definitely, and just like most other people do, the other side of it that all of us cyclists know about, and most of our family does too, because they've seen how ridiculous it is it's no longer like when we were a kid. You just jump on the bike and you ride over to your buddy's house. It takes an hour and a half to get ready to get on the bike sometimes.
You an hour and a half.
Hey, you know, I mean, sometimes it does.
And priorities.
Right. And why is that? Because maybe I clean your chain and I pump your tires up, and sometimes that happens.
I tires up.
So basically, it takes some time before, it takes some recovery time after, cleanup time, extra laundry, you know, and then that doesn't even include.
Laundry.
Well, we both do laundry. You do laundry. So you know, then it's mechanic stuff on the bike, you know, adjusting this or that or whatever it might be, and changing out tires or whatever you've got to do, wheels.
Tell them the story about how we were running around on a Saturday, and we were looking for wheels, you know, always looking for wheels. You know, you can't have enough wheels. Pull into a Subway, and Joey says, "Oh, these are great wheels. These Reynolds, they're like $8.99." And I was like, "You got to jump on that." And he was like, yeah. And so we bid on it, and he's never bid. I've never bid on eBay. And so we played eBay that day, and we made a bid, and 5 seconds left in the game. And we were like, are we going to get it or not? And then, bing, we won them. So it was kind of it was cool to play the game on eBay.
Yeah.
So we have little adventures.
You can never have enough gear, right?
Oh no, definitely.
Never.
Especially when you get in a
Crash
crash.
City.
You know, that stuff is still. After the bike goes to the shop, you find something a week later. You know that was broken, and you know, right now, I mean, I've got a set of wheels sitting at the house that need one part, and that we're waiting on. And then one of her wheels is actually shipped out to the manufacturer to get rebuilt. And so, out of all the sets of wheels, we still feel like, man, we need, you know, we're low, you know, but at the same time, we're really blessed because we've got a lot of equipment to be able to get down the road with what we need, you know, what our goals are. So.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to everybody out there in a parting way? Anyone you'd like to thank, or who has inspired you? Or
I would like to thank my family, because my dad got me into the sport, and both my parents and my brother are probably, you know, my biggest supporters as well. And Carlos, obviously, he's been with me for a little over 2 years, and I drive him crazy sometimes, but he is always there. So thank you, and thanks to this guy, you know, he's always there too. And it's been great. And Lane, you're the bomb.com, man.
Yeah,
you're
no doubt.
about to take off like a skyrocket.
Yeah, you know, I think same here for me. You know, definitely family, because you know my family's seen how I've evolved. Definitely would like to thank Steve Chenard, one of the biggest cycling advocates, you know, for me, and examples for me, and literally gave me like a turbo boost into the sport when I had nothing, and gave me bottle cages and pedals and a computer and a helmet, and if there was something else I needed, he probably gave it to me and said, let's go for a ride, and waited for me at every hill that I got dropped at, until now, you know, we ride competitively together as, you know, friends. And so I definitely have a lot of gratitude towards him, and thank him a lot on the rides. Owen Schott definitely always gives me great advice, and is a really good constant and a good guy. Again, like Pip said, Carlos is an incredible coach. I've only been working with Carlos for since November, but he's absolutely changed me mentally and physically. And there's data that shows that, and there's also the anecdotal experience that proves that. So I'm really excited about that. And you know, all the people that encouraged me along the way, because so many people were positive, and there's a lot of people that keep their mouth shut, right? But then there's a good handful that are, you know, constantly telling you you're doing great, or you can do this. Don't you know, think that you can't accomplish this. Get out of that group and join the next group up, because you're strong enough to jump in, or you know, or you're doing great, or you seem like a natural at this. You should think about racing. You know, those types of comments and that positivity, you know, really help me personally get to where I'm at today. You know, which is obviously, it's in the grand scheme of things, I'm an amateur bicycle racer, but still it's a big accomplishment compared to what I was doing before, which was really, I wasn't really taking care of myself and physically, and you know, this really helped me, you know, get down, you know, the road and get the goals that I wanted to achieve.
You're beating everybody that's on the couch.
Yeah, that's right. You know, in that respect.
We all are. And we have to thank Randy Sprague, because
Randy,
for
sure.
You always wait for me, no matter what.
Randy Land, he's the man.
Randy Candyland.
Yeah.
Randy Land, yeah.
So
and Palmer, you're the bomb.com.
Yeah. So and the list goes on and on. I mean, really, there's if I sat down and thought about it, I could rattle off a long list of folks, and but you know, they all know who they are, and I'm very grateful personally, and I try to, yeah, you too. I'm thankful for this one too. You know, I try to pass along that positivity whenever I can, and so does Pip. You know, whenever we see an opportunity, you know, we always try to keep that spirit alive. So.
And we got to thank Skip McGrip. Skip, you're the man.
Yeah. And what you see back there?
There's a hawk in the tree over there.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good omen. Hawk dancer. So everyone be safe out there for the rest of the season. Have a great time. Build relationships and enjoy the time with family and friends.
Yeah, definitely. And I also want to say thanks to Tim. You know, doing a good job, dude. You know, appreciate you. I wouldn't have met this one if it wasn't for Tim.
Yeah.
You know, so this is what it is.
Well, you two are very awesome people. You're very nice. You're two of the first people that I met when I started doing this, and I'm really thankful that you two have come into my lives. And I wanted to feature what you two do and show the world just what nice people you are away from the bike, and just
thanks a lot, Lane. I appreciate that.
You guys exude positivity, and I think everybody will benefit from knowing you a little bit better. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to me.
Yeah, no doubt. We feel the same way about you, man. So thank you.